Yippee! Merry Boxing Day! Yes, it's been a while right here virtually. It's been a while that we've done this, but I'm going to do this now because I think it's important for us to begin to have the virtual conversations, have the virtual content. So most of the content that you see on EstiQ Media websites that you hear me talk about, which is our food pod, news update, business report, comprehensive news report, international reports, special reports, a lot of report, right? Our health pod, fashion and lifestyle. You're going to be seeing virtually most of this content, all right, on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, as well as the visual podcast. That is the virtual aspect of the podcast, which is a category on the website. All right, we have the audio podcast. We also have the visual podcast. So if you want to see the visual of the conversations that we have, and most of the contents that you hear me talk about, you just go to that category, and you would definitely feed your eye on what we're talking about. Now, what I would try to do is it takes time, and it takes that seriousness, but when it comes to visual content, people want to see beyond your face. So basically, whatever it is you're talking about, if it is food, why won't you show us the food and the preparation for the food? If it is fashion and lifestyle, where we want to see you change different outfits and tell us how these outfits would fit in several occasions and all of that. If it is about events, we would like to see you art events, telling us what the event is about and how to have fun. If it is about champagne and drink mixing, well, show us how to mix the drinks. We're going to be bringing all of that to you on this channel. All right, I just need you to subscribe and stay locked on. The contents are intended to be so interesting, not just to keep you glued to the screen anyway, but at the same time for you to learn. I know there is nothing new that you're going to learn right now, because once you come on YouTube, you're definitely seeing all manner of content. If it is entertainment, if it is instructional, all manner of content, you definitely get it on YouTube. However, we will try as much as possible to talk about what a lot of people can relate with. So today being Boxing Day, the 26th of December 2022, how has the year been for you? I wouldn't lie to you if I have to talk about my year, but you can listen to it via the podcast in EstiQ Media. Remember, we're on Spotify as well. So right on Spotify, once you subscribe, whenever there's a podcast on, you get notified and you can listen to the latest podcast. So you can subscribe to EstiQ Media podcast, that is EstiQ podcast on Spotify. Once you do that, definitely any new content, you get yourself updated as soon as possible, and you can listen. So subscribe on Spotify, and of course now we're on YouTube. All right, it's EstiQ Media on YouTube. So you subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. So whenever there is any visual content right on there, you get to get notified as usual and follow through with what the conversation is all about. Okay, so initially, what I wanted to discuss today was basically about you sharing love and giving gifts and all of that, but well, it's beyond that. I want to talk about something that is quite personally reflective. So a lot has actually transpired this year. I wouldn't lie to you. I had friends that I spoke with in January 2022, and right now they're no more. I had friends who physically were okay, but right now it's one story or the other, or a friend's friend whom we saw at an event somewhere, and then we're hearing a different story about what happened with them. So if you have your physical, everything concerning your physical attributes in place, you're good in health, your family members are good, okay, there's really no issue, there's no one having to go for any life-threatening surgery, I would implore you to please be grateful and thank God, because trust me, it is not easy. It's a huge deal. It's a major deal. So it's important to always be appreciative now that the world just seems to be roving past us, and events transpire daily that we never thought we would be part of. But that is basically what is going on. So that aside, welcome to my YouTube channel. Yippee! I already told you that what we will try to do as much as possible is to just feed you guys with a lot of visual content, because I think that's what is actually very important. People want to see what you're talking about. So on EstiQ Media podcast today, podcast, a visual, whichever way you want to talk about it, I'm going to speak about fashion tips today. Now, why am I speaking about fashion tips? Well, I'm presently in Lagos. So for now, it's hammer time with sunlight. Some areas there's no sunlight, it's just dry, windy and choppy. But in Lagos, it's sunny and it's also dry. Not so dry though, but dry in a way that for a while your palms will begin to feel a little bit moist. The same as well with your underfeet, they feel moist if you kind of have them on your slipper or on your shoe for a while. They become moist if you're not staying in a air-conditioned environment. Just possibly the weather itself, they feel moist. So how do you dress up this particular season, or rather with this weather? Because in Lagos the weather is unpredictable. Today it's okay, tomorrow it could be something else. So let's just say the Harmattan is not permanent. In a couple of days we will not feel it anymore. But now that you're feeling it, what do? It's important that you try as much as possible to wear pop socks. If you're going to be wearing a short dress, it's important for you to wear pop socks. Pop socks helps to protect your legs from getting chappy and dry, especially if you have a very dry skin. It's important to take note of that. If you have a very dry skin, try as much as possible to wear pop socks so that your skin doesn't look chappy and then peel. You could actually get yourself injured if you do not take care of that kind of skin type. So pop socks always help. I wouldn't advise for gloves anyways, because in this part of the world we use our hands all the time. For someone like me, I don't fix nails, so literally I'm always hands on. So I literally don't have to wear gloves, but it's important to moisturize. Always moisturize. You must have a moisturizer, a hand moisturizer in your bag. Whether it's a hand moisturizer or your skin moisturizer for your face, facial moisturizer, whichever it is, just have a moisturizer with you. Some products call it aloe vera hand cream. Some products could call it shea butter hand gel. But the thing is that it's moisturizing and it has glycerin. So when you use it on your hands, it feels soft and tender. So when somebody touches it and they're like, wow, in this season your hands are not dry and chappy, it actually looks so feminine. I love it. It's beautiful and it smells nice. Make sure that it has a nice perfume. So if anyone shakes your hand smells nice and they're soft, to the touch. Another thing to also consider, especially if you do not have your ride and you're driving in Lagos and you're basically going to be using commercial buses, please wear glasses, not necessarily medicated, and it's not recommended. What I mean is, it's not as if you're wearing it for fashion. So because of it's Harmattan, you're going to be having dust particles, in the atmosphere. They're very tiny, but your eyes is sensitive to it. So you will realize that while you're on the road, either working or you're in a bus, and while the vehicle is driving, the breeze just begins to make your eye a little bit misty. It's because of those tiny particles getting into your eye over time, and it's natural for water to come out. It's a way of the eye cleansing itself or protecting itself. So it's important for you to wear the glasses. They help. And then when you get to your destination, somewhere where you can just sit down, you don't have the weather, brushing through your facial skin or entering your eye, then you're safe. Then you can remove the glasses. So it's important for you to wear glasses this season so you don't consistently have tears dropping out of your eyes, especially if your eyes are very sensitive like mine, because any little thing you see water dropping by the side. I'm telling you, do you know when I went to have a photo shoot and it gets to the point where they have to put the eyeliner, the one that they have to put here, it's patience, because any little tickle will begin to feel water come out of the tear ducts. So it takes a long time for them to get it right. Sometimes I tell them they shouldn't bother because water would eventually ruin it. So yeah, that's basically it. So if you have a very sensitive eye and your work involves you working on the road most times or having to attend to clients, you just have to be on the move, or you're going to be in a commercial bus, it's important for you to wear those glasses or protect your eye from it, being tearing up most of the time. So another thing to consider now that it's the Harmattan season is the footwear. Now I'm a lover of heels. The reason is because I'm not really tall, but I love heels. I love beautiful shoes. I am call me a shoeholic or call me a shoe addict, but I love shoes. When I mean shoes, not necessarily the covered ones, the covered soles, no. Open sandals that have heels, beautiful designs, whatever it is, so long as it has heels and it has beautiful colors. Trust me, I love shoes. So for someone like me, I may not wear pop socks or wear socks on my open slipper, but I'm going to wear heels. The reason is this. So if you know you're going to be working, whether in the office or on the road or at an event, you're not going to be having dust particles, slap back at the back of your legs. that is the back of your legs where you have your heels, all right, you're definitely not going to have those dirty dust particles that settle there because of the heels. But if you wear something flat, you realize that over time the back of your legs will look dirty, and I don't think you want to look scrawny in an event or at an event. All right, so it's always important at this season to wear heels, especially if you have your ride and you're going to from one location to the other. But if you do not have a ride of yours and you want to go via public transport, please, I beg you, have a heel, something quite nice, elevated in your bag. You wear the slipper. Now, always make sure that you try as much as possible to have baby wipes. People think that having baby wipes in their bags is just for fashion. No, it's not for fashion. Trust me. Having baby wipes in your bag is not for fashion. It's a protective equipment. Would I call it a protective accessory? Please press delete for equipment. It's a protective accessory. I love having baby wipes with me. When I go somewhere that is not like my office, where I know I have my routine, I have my space, I can clean, I can go and sit down and do what I'm supposed to do. If I have to go somewhere public, I am not worried. I just remove my wipe and clean up the place. So why am I saying this? If you have to go somewhere by foot or via commercial bus or via public transport, and you're going to a place where you really need to look good, but while you're going and because of the weather, you cannot wear your heel. You may not walk properly, or you may hurt yourself, or you may even get caught while you're walking on the road. So what you want to do is to have a flat slippers with you, and then the one that is elevated, you put it in your bag. Now, if you have your baby wipe, once you're getting close to the venue where you're getting to, you use your wipe and clean your legs. So any speck of dust that may have gathered from where you were working before you enter the vehicle, your legs look clean. All right, and then you can wear your slipper and you look good. You feel confident in yourself. A lot of people take note to certain things: fingertips, the back of your legs, your toenails, your eyes, your hair, your cuticles. People look at these things. So it's not about just dressing beautifully and going out. It's those tiny little details that helps you know if this person is clean. And of course, last but not the least, make sure you smell nice always. It's always good to make sure that you smell nice. Let it be that your perfume is not too much, but at the same time, once anyone passes by you and they perceive you, they're like, you smell so good. What perfume did you use? I love it. So I would implore you that for your fashion tip, always have either a body spray or a body oil, a perfume oil, very small ones. They're usually very small, so you just roll it. It has a ball-like substance on the tip after you open it. So once you turn it either on your wrist, it's easy. You see the oil, you're able to do it like this. Put it by the side of your neck, here behind your ear. Sometimes you can just put a little bit if your outfit is not light in color, because some of those oils could actually stain. So if your outfit is not going to be obvious, if you put the oil, you can just put it here a little bit and then you're good to go. But preferably, it's better for you to spray from the house. And then the oil is just in case you have been busy up and down and you need to smell fresher, then you can use the oil, all right? Because it's normal for you your body not to feel so fresh if you physically exerted yourself. Maybe the kind of job you do is kind of work where you move around a lot. So if you have oil, you'll definitely feel refreshed. And of course, like I told you, always have your baby wipes. It helps you clean up properly, so you're not afraid of looking unkept. You look kept, you look clean. Nobody would know what you have been through. So like I told you, it's an interesting day right here. It's Boxing Day, and I needed to tell you what fashion tip is on for today. I will try as much as possible to give us updates on our video, all right? So all you need to do is go on YouTube, subscribe to EstiQ Media Consult. EstiQ Media on YouTube. So you just type EstiQ Media on YouTube. And of course, you can go to our podcast segment on www.estiqmedia.com. www.estiqmedia, that's EstiqMedia.com, and you can listen to any of the content right on there. beautiful, amazing content right on there on EstiQ Media website. And of course, the visual is going to be uploaded in there as well, so you can watch it to keep yourself abreast of the conversation that we had today. So if you know you haven't given anyone any beautiful gifts, if you know you've not been able to show love, if you know you have not been able to show care, please, it's important for you to do so. I would advise you to try as much as possible to help the best way you know you can help. Show love the best way you know how to show love, and always try to remain positive. I will try as much as possible to bring in words of affirmations right on here, having the positive vibe, the positive momentum, the positive thoughts. Always helps, whether we like it or not. It always helps. So it's important for us to keep that in mind while we go about our day-to-day activity. So please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know that I've aggressively said so on this particular session, but always please just make sure that you subscribe. Tell your friends, and tell them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll try as much as possible to be putting up virtual contents for you right on EstiQ Media. My name is Esther Wachku, and I want you to have a fantastic, amazing Boxing Day, because I'm so excited to really speak with you. All right, and make sure that you uphold or adhere to the fashion tips that I was able to reel to you about today. I could also bring in some more contents. We also do business report for the day. You get to know what's going on in the market space economically. You know how things have become so expensive, especially domestic items and household items that we consume on a daily basis, and how it affected us this Yuletide season. Well, there's nothing we can do, but there is something I know Nigerians are good for. They are so dogged. Nothing deters them. It's almost like when you throw a challenge at them, they ultimately pick up and do wonders with it. So be that strong, vibrant, determined Nigerian to make sure that no matter the odds that comes your way, you will always pull through.